It does not actually fly. All right, good afternoon, guys. Brian here, and today I'm going to give you my impressions on the Transformers Takara Slipstream figure, who is a repaint of Windblade. First off, though, she comes with her instruction booklet with some cool artwork on it, a comic book that I can't read. In the comic, it basically shows animated Swindle giving animated Slipstream fins to turn her into this version, where she then gets beat up by the Maximals and then becomes a secretary for Megatron somehow. She has a box. In the box came the figure. The box has artwork and pictures and more pictures. That's it. Now, on the figure itself, she, well, I suppose I should also mention it did come with null rays that I have attached, and they are awesome. But yeah, this figure is a repaint of the Windblade mold, so you still have the gap edge. But wow, this is pretty colors. So any issues you would have had with the Windblade mold, you would also have with Slipstream, except now it's in purple and teal, but still exactly the same. For articulation in this mode, the fans can pivot. They can also spin. And you can put the landing gear up. It does not actually fly. But let's do some size comparisons, shall we? There she is. Start off with my standard measuring stick of Chromia, who surprisingly is very well in scale. Ooh, knocked off something. They are pretty decently the same size, considering that they were created at the exact same time. Well, no, not technically not created. Okay, I'm getting into semantics now. Anyway, that was Chromia. So yeah, I knocked the null ray off, and as long as I've got it, might as well show you guys how awesome it looks. If you'll focus on it. Come on, guys, you can focus on it. I give you permission. There. It looks really cool. And clips on really, really cool too. So on the arms, you basically have a clip for vehicle mode and a clip for robot mode. And the little fin thing here goes into this notch in both. Now, you should be able to just collapse that over it and make it collapse in. And I did it once, but it doesn't really want to go anymore. And to be honest, also when I did it, it made them point inwards a bit. So I'm like, I'm okay with them just kind of frictioning against the fin and pointing forward. So I'm going to leave it like that for now. But we were doing size comparisons. So there is Slipstream. And because I happen to have them on hand, there is Voyager Springer. So rather different in size. Yeah, not particularly great, but there it is. I've also got Ultra Magnus on hand, so there he is. And yeah, if this is supposed to be an Earth plane, this is a tiny, tiny truck. Whatever. I've also got MMC Spartan, aka IDW Impactor. Let's see how they look together. They are part of the Purple Crew. No, the Purple Gang. That's what it is? I live near Detroit and I don't know what the Purple Gang is. Yeah, it's Purple Gang. It's the Purple Gang. For some random Combiner Wars comparisons, there is Motormaster and Dead End. 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 All about the same size. Yay. Okay. And to show her with a fellow Seeker, here is Fall of Cybertron Starscream. I still really like this mold. I'm actually okay with that. That looks pretty decent to me. But I'm sure everyone really wants to see how she looks with the original Windblade. I really wanted to get the Takara version at some point, but or maybe the Repos labels. That she kind of needs it, but I love the Red Wings. Anyway, we're talking about Slipstream right now, who looks fantastic. Takara, I'm really glad Takara went back to doing really good paint jobs on their figures. For the Prime line, they experimented with Build-A-Figures, And that was interesting, but I'm glad they went back to premium paint. It looks, this thing looks just beautiful. But anyway, how she compares with Slipstream and Windblade. Obviously the same mold. I think I like it better in the, I don't know. I'm a sucker for red and black. I can't pick. Do I have to pick one? Can't I just have both? Yes, I can, and I do. So, blatant robot kibble underneath. Not even trying to hide it. It sucks. I know. I'm not a huge fan of that, but whatever. So, they look okay together. And here is also Mastermind Creations Azalea. Yeah, Azalea. I keep wanting to mispronounce that name. But here she is. Really, really tiny alt mode. Actually kind of works well with this Slipstream to me. I like it. So, yay. Well, to give you a little bit of spin around, there you go. That's how they look together. But that's basically everything there is for vehicle mode. What do you say we get her into robot mode and see how she looks there? Shall we? Do. Alright, and there she is in robot mode. I want to hurry up and get a comparison with Windblade because I still hate the default heels that this mold comes with, because these heels still suck ass. So I'm going to do the comparison with Windblade so you guys can see. There they are together. I am now going to steal these Shapeways heels that I have ordered off of Windblade. Alright, so I'm stealing these Shapeways heels that I got off of Shapeways. And I'm going to just swap these around so that I can do this video with Slipstream here not falling over. I am probably going to take some green stuff sculpting putty and make my own version of these Shapeways heels, but I do recommend these heels if you want to get a Windblade. They are pretty nice, and you'll see throughout the rest of this video how nice they are. I'm going to momentarily put these on Windblade. Oh yeah, I just remembered. On Windblade, before I got those ones, I just turned these around and they helped a whole lot. But I'm not going to do that right now. Alright, so Windblade's going to borrow the purple heels from Slipstream for the rest of this video. And she's going to have problems standing because they suck horribly. And as long as I'm doing comparisons with fembots, let's throw in Chromia. I also have MMC's Azalea, who is rather tall, so I'll put her back there. And a wave mate of Slipstream will throw in Black Arachnia. So there's a comparison with all the fembots that I have easily available. So before I continue on with the comparisons, I'm going to do my articulation now. She has a very blatant back of head being clear syndrome, but that's nothing a little black paint can't solve. Oh yeah, her head sculpt. Let's go ahead and get a zoom in on that. Come on, focus, guys. Alright, there you go. So, her head sculpt is rather animated. And to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this head sculpt. She could use a nose. I definitely hate the fact that she's smirking. That's not really a Slipstream trait to me, so I don't like that. Yeah, this head just doesn't wow me. Like, even this head would have been better to me. Because that looks more angular and, I don't know. I just don't love this head. I don't hate it, but I don't really like this head. So for this head, it's the exact same thing as Windblade, so you can spin it around a bit, but you do have to pay attention to the collar. Her arms can go out that far. They can go around if you don't care about the wing, it can go all the way around. But it can move around pretty decently even with the wing in place. It's got and the shoulder pad does get out of the way. It's got a bicep swivel up the upper bicep. It's got a 90-degree elbow. And I love the null raise. I know I said that in the vehicle mode, but I love the null raise. The wrists swivel, which would have been awesome if they were on ball joints, but oh well. I don't ever understand why they don't choose ball joints for everything, because I like ball joints. Her waist swivels. Her thighs, her legs can go forward. Very decent amount. Backwards. Very decent amount. Has a thigh swivel, but the way the legs are cut interferes with that, so doesn't get, like, not perfect. Knee has just over 90 degrees, and the heel, even the regular heel, has wiggle, which, you know, does not help in her stability issues. Oh yeah, her wings. You can rotate them just like Windblade. You can even do this with them if you like. But, of course, she's a Seeker, so she needs to have her wings out like that. So she's pretty decently articulated. And you can get her into some pretty cool poses. I kind of like leaving her shoulder pads down just to try and differentiate her a little bit more from Windblade. Speaking of which, I should have pointed this out during the comparison with her. You can see whole new chest piece and whole new head, obviously, and the null rays. But that's about the only difference, really. And that new chest piece really does help sell it as a female Seeker. I dig this new chest piece. Alright, so let's get back to some size comparisons. Because why not? There is Planet X Quintus Slug. And Hasbro Grimlock from Fall of Cybertron. She's pretty small compared to those. Because why not? There's Ultra Magnus, Springer, well put behind her. Masterminds Creations Spartan. And I'm going to pick you up for a second so you can get a full shot of Magnus. And that is not a scene that looks particularly good for Slipstream there. Does not look like good things are about to happen to her. And to see how she compares to some modern figures, there's Motormaster from Combiner Wars, who has been repainted in Optimus Prime, so you can get a sense how she would look with a modern Optimus Prime. And, of course, Breakdown and Dead End from Combiner Wars as well. On the transformation itself, it's the exact same transformation as Windblade, with the exception of popping the null rays off and flipping them around. Have I mentioned I love the way the null rays attach? It's just so kind of ingenious. The way that fin and this hole is cut is just tickles my engineering fancy bone. I still don't like the collar, and I don't really know what else to do with the collar, or could be done with the collar. The heels are abysmal. I hate those heels, which is why as soon as I was done with them, I got rid of them. But yeah, overall, I do enjoy this mold. I like the mold. I like the articulation of it. I like the characters that I've gotten from it. I definitely like having a Slipstream figure, period. And I didn't really care for the Prime Starscream one. Oh, actually, hold on. Speaking of that Prime Starscream one, there's the Starscream mold from Transformers Prime. And this figure was repainted by the Collectors Club into a Slipstream. Wow, you hate her that much that you're gonna just sabotage my statements? Okay, Starscream. You know your show's canceled, right? You aren't even a modern interpretation of Starscream anymore. Anyway, TFC Collector Club, the Transformers Collector Club, repainted that Starscream into Slipstream, gave her a new head as well. But I passed on it, despite really wanting a Slipstream figure, because it didn't work for me. The chest didn't work well enough. It didn't sell me on the idea of it being Slipstream. Whereas this one does. So I held out, passed on the Prime Slipstream, and got something I feel is better. So go Brian. But yeah, I do enjoy this mold. I'm grateful to have this Slipstream, and the paintwork on it is amazing. I love the purple sparkles and the teal on this. Just basically everything about this figure except for the heels and the head sculpt. And the head sculpt, I'm okay with, I'll survive about. But yeah, everything I love about this figure. Everything else I love about this figure. So that's basically my thoughts on the figure, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think of it. Does the TFC one look better to you guys, or do you like the Takara version like I do? Curious to know what you guys think about these guys. And I also want to take a moment to sincerely say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to us and watched our videos and spread the words about us. We love you guys for doing that, and that is fantastic that you guys have been doing that. And you guys are the reason we keep doing these videos, so you have my eternal gratitude. Until next time, guys, though, transform and rise up? Nah, I think that's taken. Bye!